Welcome viewers. The topic of today's session is sanitary fittings and fixture troubleshooting. I am Professor Ashish Agrawal from Indira Gandhi National Open University. Today I will elaborate and discuss a very common problem faced by every household. As a plumber, technician, or as a household, you must have experienced this problem, that is the plumbing problem. Because plumbing is a part, or you can say it comes in every field of the life. If you enter in the house, washroom or toilet, kitchen, bathroom, everywhere you will find the bathroom fittings or the fixtures. So in today's session, how I have designed this thing, that in today's I will explain you what are the different faults which are occur in a plumbing, and how you will come to know, because if some problem is coming, it is very important to identify the problem. For example, if you are living in a house, you are experiencing certain type of a odor or smell, you will try to locate the source of the bad smell, but unless and until you know how to identify the problem, it will be very difficult to get the remedy of that problem. Similarly, if you are getting a dampness, or you can say a dampness in the wall, or some type of a watery wall, you have to identify why it is so. So in today's session, what we will do, we will first how to detect the faults. For example, leakage. Another problem which normally used to come in either your kitchen or bathroom or washroom, that is a low water supply pressure. Third type of problem is a muddy water. If in place of muddy water, I will say the water which is not transparent, a very colorful water, sometimes reddish in color, sometimes brownish in color. So why it is coming so? Then how and why a fixture used in drain, where your sewage water is going outside, has stopped working, and what is its remedy? Another problem which used to come is the burst or the leakage of pipe. You will find that water is coming from the either fresh water or waste water is coming out of the pipe. How you will repair it? And another problem which normally comes from the toilet is of bad odor or smell, and that as a plumber you have to rectify it with a proper type of a technique. This slide I have kept intentionally to provide you a basic idea that what are the fixtures which are used. Remember, there is a slight difference between the fixture and the fittings. As you see in the figure, bathtub, shower, basin or sink, toilet, taps, or different furnitures, they are fixtures, and the component or any item which you use to fix them on the wall, just like different types of your screw or different types of items that are used to fix them, they are called as a fitting. The item which are used for fitting the fixture is called the fitting. So that is the basically. So what I will do today, I will take the common problems in your in a bathroom or the kitchen or in the washrooms. So first is the common plumbing problems, just like leaky faucets or the faucets which are leaking or pipe which are leaking. Second type of problem is a clogged drains and toilets. That is a very common, and as a household, when you go to the toilet or in a bathroom, and you will find that your drain is clogged and the water is collected there, you will a lot of problems will be there, and you will feel not a fresh sense of taking bath in a bathroom or in the washroom. So there is a very, and the problem is not very serious, or the cause is not serious. It is very simple, that we will discuss in our coming session. Water heater issues. It is a common, now everybody is using water heater or geyser for heating the water, either for the washroom or bathroom or even in the kitchen. Fourth type of problem is your low water pressure. There are so many reasons for that makes the water as a low pressure water, and when you want a water at a high speed or high pressure and the water is coming at low, you will find yourself in a troublesome situation. And another one is running toilet. A running toilet is a thing that where you will find that again clogging is there, a bad smell is there. So that are the common problems that we will discuss one by one. Now, what are the reasons for the leaky faucets and the pipe? The most common, because whenever we install the faucets, we forget about anything. If it is giving you service, you are also in a comfort zone and you don't bother. But with the time, the washers get worn out. Your wall seat, O-ring, which is used for getting your leak-through joint, that gets deteriorated. Wall parts get corroded, and if it is an old fixture, your wall part will get corroded. Another important thing, if your plumber is not good. As a plumber, if you are not applying your common sense, there is a most likely situation when you will give a improper faucet installation, and that will make the faucet leaky. High water pressure. We have discussed in our earlier slide low water pressure, but in some cases where your water is coming from overhead tank and you have not installed the proper fittings, then what you will get a lot of high water is coming, and that will make your faucet leaky and defective. So now water pressure should never be very high. Now how you will detect the point of leakage? Because that is very important. How you will apply a remedy until you detect a point of leakage. The first check those areas where leaking in a fixture is very common, and that is the joint. If you see this fixture or fitting, you will find that this is a non-return valve or the stopcock, and there are two joints, and you are seeing the water is coming from the joint only. So that is the most common. If you are having a complaint of leakage, try to check those areas where the leaking in fixture is common, that is the joint. Another thing, there are two chances: leakage can be outside house, leakage can be inside house. If leakage is inside house, you have to check the toilets, you have to check sinks, faucets, and even the shower head. Sometimes what happens, when the leakage is there, but you are not able to identify the place or locate the place, and the most common is toilet, sink, and the wall is getting slowly dampness is there, and you will be surprised to know that after certain time more damage you will experience if you don't care for the rectification of the leakage. If leakage is sometimes is very minor and you are unable to notice it, you are lucky if you notice your minor leak. If you just check your toilet or kitchen faucets, leaking is most common, because in most of the cases these leakage remains unnoticed. If you are not able to see the leak, if you just put your ear on the valve, you will find a sound, because nowadays all the pipes are put inside the valve. If there is some leakage, you are unable to see it, but if you put your hair or you try to listen the voice or the sound, you will find a very low level sound inside the valve. Move slowly to each point. What you have to do, if you are starting from the starting point, you come to kitchen, toilet or washroom, and you have to move slowly and check each and every joint and every facet, because these are the points where the chances of leakage is very high. Even you can listen the pressurized sound of water or dripping. Sometimes water is dripping, but they remain unnoticed. You will also find a small pool of liquid either under the floor or up the ceiling, and if you just call some plumber, or as a plumber if you see, you will just think that it is because of the rain or something else, but it is only because that your overhead tank is overflowing and it is making your valve leak, and a small pool of liquid or water stain is there. Water damage or the water stain, sometimes they are visible or sometimes of invisible. Invisible water stain will damage your cabinet, they can damage your drawers or the wallpaper. So be cautious and try to take precautionary measure much before the damage occurs. As I told you, that the leakage can be inside and leakage can be outside also. If it is outside, you should be more careful. Double check, and if there is a joint, if they are loosened, you please tighten them fully. Before tightening, don't put too much pressure. Try a friendly behavior with your all fittings. because that is very important. Treat them as your friend. Now, what are the different signs of the leakage? As I told you, there are chances of sound or dripping of water. Underground sound, underground leakage can be found when you find a wet surface or swelled surface due to the excessive moisture. If you just see and pat that, you will find that this particular portion is a swelled surface, and if you just put your hand there, you will find that some type of a wet surface. So that is the sign of the leakage. Now, what are the troubleshooting? How you will, if you have found the leak, then how you will try to fix the problem? In most of the toilet and the faucet, leaks can be easily fixed by replacing the O-ring or the tightening the fixture. In the coming session, what I will do, today I am taking a very general type of a troubleshooting. Just first I am addressing the leakage. So that problems occurs in the most of toilet, and most commonly what the plumber do, they will just put a new O-ring and they will tighten the fixture, and that will solve the problem. Another problem is there of a fractured pipe. Fractured pipe may be of various reasons, just like if some pipe is coming and you have tightened it unnecessarily, that some crack will be there. So what you have to do as a temporary solution, you can apply the plumber tape. So as a temporary solution, you can apply that unless or until you have a chance to change the pipe, because sometimes in a big building or in a flat, it is very difficult to change the pipe because pipe is inside the valve. So what is the main? If you have located the position, you try to remove the plaster and try to put your temporary tape. Nowadays the tapes are coming, a lot of innovation has been, if you put the tape, they will stop. But that is a temporary solution. Remember, that is a temporary solution. It is not a permanent solution. Now, another big problem is the water which is coming from your meter to home. There is a 100% chances leaks are there. Since in a high-rise building, even the flats of 3 or 4 stories, we never check the water because we have a motor after our meter, and we have a switch at our home. We never check what type of water you are wasting. But there is a leakage, and this leakage will damage your foundation of your house. Even foundation, even in the wall, even in the meter can be damaged if your water is leaking from that supply line. And another important thing, your meter reading will be more because you are not using, but it is leaking. These are often difficult to detect because supply pipeline is at least buried 3 feet below the ground. So what you will do, you have to tap the ground and you will find some type of a dampness or numbness there, and that is the indication of leaking water. And another very difficult situation is that when water is not even dropping in the ground, but it is traveling through the pipe for some distance. So as a plumber, you will not be able to find the exact location of the leakage. So if you get experience, you have a common sense, you have to apply common sense, then easily you can find out your leaking point. Another common or exact point for leaking is where your supply line is rising. That suppose it is coming on a horizontal line and then it goes to the vertical to enter at the house. You remember we have discussed about the elbow or the T-joint. Most of the chances that leakage is from the either elbow or from the T-joint. And if soil is constantly damp at this location, there is a indication of the leakage of the water. Sometimes as the time passes, your pipe also get corroded. What is the pipe corrosion? Pipe corrosion is a type of your chemical reaction which reduces the thickness of the valve of a metal pipe. If earlier it is a half inch or 1/4 inch of thickness or even less than, it gets reduced because of the corrosion, because of certain chemical reaction or the acidity of the water. So that is called the pipe corrosion. Another type of corrosion is a galvanic corrosion. When you have a different type of metals, they are joined together, such like galvanized or the copper pipe. It is very common. So we cannot stop it, but we have to apply our mind, and the proper attention is required to find out the galvanic and the pipe corrosion. Now, what is the indication of the corrosion? Indication of the corrosion is that you will find the leakage inside the valve or floor of the structure. It is appear beneath the leakage, because sometimes what happen, it is not giving you the point. So that is why it is very important to apply your mind to find out the indication of corrosion, and one of the most indication is the leakage. And another thing is that you can also use a piece of wood as a resonator, because it will amplify the sound of the leak. So now we will discuss the various types of remedies that will solve the problem of leakage because of the corrosion. Till now, what we have discussed, different types of problems, just like leakage. What are the common problems in plumbing? Because in every household we have a toilet, washroom, kitchen, bathroom, or in general we have a garden also, where we try to have give water to our plants. So all these things are, the main problem is the leakage, and the causes of leakage comes at the joint, at the facet. Now in the coming session we will discuss how we will rectify these problems. Thank you very much.
राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालय शिक्षा संस्थान NIOS शिक्षा मंत्रालय भारत सरकार के अंतर्गत एक स्वायत्त संस्थान है। NIOS माध्यमिक व उच्चतर माध्यमिक स्तर पर समावेशी और लचीली शिक्षा व व्यावसायिक प्रशिक्षण प्रदान करने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध है। भारत सरकार कौशल विकास से आत्मनिर्भरता को बढ़ावा दे रही है। स्कूली स्तर पर आवश्यकता आधारित व्यावसायिक पाठ्यक्रमों से युवा कुशल होकर निजी व्यवसाय और सेवाओं में जा रहे हैं। NIOS कृषि, पशुपालन, सौंदर्य, इंजीनियरिंग, ICT, योग, आयुर्वेद, प्राकृतिक चिकित्सा, गृह विज्ञान, सिलाई कढ़ाई क्षेत्रों में 100 से भी अधिक व्यावसायिक पाठ्यक्रम संचालित कर रहा है। NIOS अपने अध्ययन केंद्रों यानी AVI के माध्यम से इन पाठ्यक्रमों का संचालन प्रायोगिक प्रशिक्षण व व्यक्तिगत संपर्क कार्यक्रम यानी PCP का आयोजन करता है। राष्ट्रीय व्यावसायिक शिक्षा एवं प्रशिक्षण परिषद NCVET एक राष्ट्रीय नियामक है। यह प्रशिक्षण प्रणालियों के विकास, गुणात्मक सुधार और विनियमन के लिए जिम्मेदार संस्था है, जो विभिन्न संस्थाओं व मूल्यांकन एजेंसियों को मान्यता प्रदान करता है। रोजगार क्षमता में सुधार व त्वरित विकास के लिए NIOS ने NCVET के साथ हाल ही में एक समझौता ज्ञापन हस्ताक्षरित किया है। अब NIOS के NCVET स्वीकृत पाठ्यक्रमों को दोहरी मान्यता मिलेगी व शिक्षार्थियों को उन्नत प्रमाणन प्राप्त होगा। इससे शिक्षार्थियों में व्यावसायिक पाठ्यक्रमों के प्रति लोकप्रियता बढ़ेगी एवं स्वीकार्यता का विकास होगा। कम शुल्क और दोहरी मान्यता वाले इन पाठ्यक्रमों में प्लम्बिंग सेक्टर से जुड़े ड्रिंकिंग वाटर प्यूरिफायर टेक्नीशियन कोर्स के साथ NIOS ने प्रशिक्षण कार्यक्रम का संचालन प्रारंभ कर दिया है। भविष्य में अन्य पाठ्यक्रमों को इसी क्रम में विकसित कर NIOS आत्मनिर्भर भारत के निर्माण में अपना योगदान देगा। निश्चित ही इससे शिक्षार्थियों को रोजगार व स्वाभिमान मिलेगा। ऊर्जावान युवाओं NIOS के व्यावसायिक प्रशिक्षण कार्यक्रमों से आज ही जुड़िए। अधिक जानकारी व प्रवेश के लिए लॉग इन करें www.nios.ac.in।
Welcome viewers. We were discussing about the problems in the plumbing fixtures and fittings and their troubleshooting. We have till now we have discussed about the common problems just like leakage at the faucet, leakage in the pipe, then the causes of these leakage and indication of these leakages, just like you will find dampness in the wall or some type of a spot in the wall. So that are the indication. There are two types of corrosion in the pipes, just like pipe corroded because of the several acidic nature of the water or oxidation of the metal. Another type of is a galvanized pipe which we are using, and how you will find a remedy for the leakage in the pipe. So as a first step, you have to close the water. Whatever the nearest valve is available, you have to close it below the leak and drain the pipe. When the fitting on the both side of the leak are not readily available, and that is the most likely things which you will face as a plumber technician, what you have to do, you have to cut the leaking section, because there is no option. You have to cut that leaking section, and there should be two persons. One person should hold the pipe with a wrench so that it should not turn, while another person will try to cut the thread so that they can join together with the help of the threads. That is the one of the remedy for the galvanized pipe. And the cut section which is damaged or where the leakage is there, they should be replaced either by the desired coupling or a pipe section of given length of the similar union. Union, if you remember, is a fitting which combines the two pipes, either they have the large too small or a small too large, or having the same dia. That is called the union. Another type of a pipe which you normally face or use is a copper pipe. Again, in the copper pipe, what we will do, we will close the water, we will try to drain the pipe, we will replace or solder the joint, because copper is a very good metal and the soldering is the best option for joining or removing the leakage point. Another important point is that till now we have covered the leakage in the pipe. After that, the valve are to be checked, because in a plumbing we use the various types of valves, just like non-return valve, check valve. All these valves should be checked regularly for the leak, because what happened when you put the valve as a plumber or as a household, you forget about everything if it is working okay. There are the most common point where the leakage are likely to be occurred, because in a valve there are washer, there are bonnets, or there are various types of moving item, because when the water is coming and going to other side, it gives pressure to different washers and other things. So with the time, washer gets deteriorated and there are chances of leakage increases. Another type of leakage which comes is a faucet. Now what is faucet? Faucet is a device that allows you to turn the flow of water on and off. It will also regulate the rate of flow. With the help of faucet, or the faucet help to dispense the water, thus keeping them in a working condition is very important. You just imagine a situation when you go to your wash basin, try to have some water, and after using you try to close the faucet and it is not closing. Water is draining and draining. What you will feel? You will feel upset that what is happening. Now, what are the causes of the leakage in the faucet? Most important or the typical cause is the corrosion, because the quality of water depends from town to town. If you go for any place in Delhi, the water is salty. So what will happen? There will be likely the deposition of mineral on the internal pipe or the of the faucet, even in the gasket or o-ring or the washer. What will happen after certain type of a mineral deposit? They will stop working. They will become a faulty. So if they become faulty, there are chances of leakage of water from the faucet. So if you want to repair a faucet, so first thing is that you have to turn off. you have to turn off the water either by the stopcock inside the wash basin or some place where you have to stop, because if the water is coming regularly, if you remove the faucet, the due to pressure, water will spill over, and that will make you lot of water in your shirt or even in your body. So it is important to shut off the valve. Now, what are the different types of faucets? Though we have covered this thing, but the most common faucet is the compression faucet that are normally used nowadays, and you will find the most beautiful and in different colors the faucets are available. But the function is that they will separate the hot water and the cold water, and it is up to you, it is your desire whether you want a hot water or cold water or the mixture of both. So if the water is leaking, you have to tight it. Some faucet have use the compression stem, which is a type of a screw with a washer at the end, and that will make the water close or open. That means that will allow water to flow or stop the water flow. When you repair the compression faucet, first check the washer or the valve seat. There are chances of chipped or rough, replace it, or nowadays the term is called the face, and face are readily available. So earlier what we do, we have to change the washer, but now the complete face is coming. What you have to do, you have to bring the face, replace it, and it will start working. This is a common type of a compression faucet. You have a handle, you have a flow opening. If you just see the pipe, water is coming from the inside, and you have a seat washer. If you rotate your clockwise or anti-clockwise, the screw will go up and down, and your valve seat is there. So if valve seat is if your screw is going up, that will give you opening, and the water will coming from downside will go to your tap. And if you washer is coming down, it will stop the passage and water will not go to the opening of the your faucet. This is another picture where you will find the different terms, just like base, then spout, your cam seal, spring, all these things. So this is a single handle ball type compression faucet. So first leak which is coming, that will come at the stem or the packing nut or the washer. What I am trying to tell you, that from where you will find the leakage. The first place of checking is a stem, packing nut and the washer. And as a good plumber, you have to first take the step, because in every slide you will find my first step is to turn the water supply off. You have to shut off the valve, remove the cap, screw and the handle, remove the packing nut with a wrench, master wrench is available, and remove the old packing material and the washer. Or in other words, we can say we will replace it. Place new washer on the stem lower and reassemble all the parts in order. Parts are very few. If you practice any type of a faucet by opening it and putting it within one or two practice you will make, you will be familiar with the sequence of the parts. Now after assembling, turn the water supply on, check for the leakage and the proper operation. Remember, only putting new washer does not mean that your problem is solved. So you have to check again and again for the leakage of the water. Another point of the leakage is the spout, and as a first step you have to turn the water supply off. Again remove the cap, screw handle. Now what you have to do, you have to remove the packing net and then remove the stem from the body, because sometimes the stem becomes faulty. Remove the screw and the washer, place a new washer on the bottom of the stem. Earlier the washer was inside, and here it is the spout where the leakage is occurring. Now again we have to check the valve seat inside. If it is chipped or rough, we have to replace it, reassemble all the parts and turn the water and check the leakage if there is any. Another point of leakage is at the base of the body. If this is your facet and the place where it touches your wash basin or the bathtub of the shower, that is the point where the leakage is likely to occur. Now for checking the base, same procedure. You have to turn the water supply off, shut off the valve, remove the cap with the help of the some type of a screwdriver. Then with the screwdriver you have to unscrew the screw and then handle. It comes very easily out. Now you have to remove the packing nut with the wrench. Remove the wore out washer if it is coming from the packing nut. Now again we have to slide a new washer, reassemble, then again check the water supply and try to check the leak and the proper operation of the base of the body, because these are the three places where there is a chances. The cause is one, that is the worn out washer or but leakage can be from the stem or spout or the base of the body. Before you are repairing, try to drain out the turning water, because some water is there inside your facet. So try to make it without water, either by putting a compressor or the air, make it dry, because if some water is there, you will not be able to assemble the washer properly. During assembly, check all parts for wear. Whatever parts you are seeing, you have to just look at it and try to find if there is wear. If there is a wear, replace it. Don't take another chance. Another important part of a plumbing is your shower head. In your bathroom, we always use your shower, and the picture is your common, where you will find that because of the mineral, because of the rust, or because of the quality of the water, there is accumulation of minerals inside the pore that will make the life of the shower head miserable. So what we will do, we will turn off the water, we will take the shower head out, and we will take the brush. It is very easy, but it should be done on the regular basis. Don't wait for the problems to occur, but preventive maintenance is always better. Same thing happened with the shower faucet, the faucet which ensure the water going to the shower head. So the operation is same, the components are same, and the main problem is the wear out of the washer. So how to replace that we have already explained. Sometimes we will also use the non-compression faucet on the sink and the laboratories. Now another important component which we will find in our bathrooms, that is the bathtub. It is very difficult sometimes to remove the faucet handle because it is the gap between the valve and the faucet handle is very less, and due to corrosion what happened, the handle gets jammed and it is very difficult to even the move or the deassemble the faucet. So better first we have to close the water supply and then open the valve and drain the excess water present in the faucet or the tape. Now there are two types of leakage. First is your minor and another one is your major. Minor leaks in the fixture often require temporary or emergency repair. Just as I told you, some type of a crack in the pipe. So what you have to do, you have to apply the tape and get the temporary arrangement for these type of a leakage. Before making any repair, again and again I am telling, don't forget to turn off the water and relieve the pressure from the distribution system, because otherwise this will make you wet with the pressure water. Pipes can be temporarily repaired using certain steps which we have told you earlier. Again, a type of a pipe is your rubber pipe. You will always find beneath your sink or the wash basin, which will connect the main pipeline to the faucet. What happens with the time, your pipe gets hard and hard, and there are two types of a washer or two types of a joint there, and that will make the leakage from either side. So what you have to do now, what plumber does, they will simply say that give me a new, or I will bring the new rubber hose or the plastic tube. But as a intelligent plumber, what you can do, you can cut the pipe on the either side with the hacksaw or the pipe cutter, and you can replace the same length of rubber or housing, or you can use the joint by making of the pipe of the same length. To do this, sometimes we slip the end over the pipe. As I told you, on the both sides we have a brass or the aluminum or the mixed metal cover on the both side of the tube, so we can fasten it with after repairing it. Inside of the diameter of the hose must fit outside of the pipe. That means that should go inside the pipe, and then you have to tie it with the help of the some type of a washer. Another problem which I have discussed earlier is the clogged drain. This is the picture of a simple sink or the wash basin where you went and the water is not going or the passing through the drain system. the causes of this type of a clogged drain is build-up of a soap scum, sometimes the accumulation of the hair or the other debris. They are the common causes of the clogged drain. Now, what causes the problem? Sometimes because of the drain is blocked due to the hair, or sometimes what happens, the small shampoo lid is there, small toy, they will block the drain or the pipe. These are the items which are used to fix the clog or the drain. This is a plunger, this is a snake or the different pipes. So, in today's session, what we have discussed is the different types of problems which normally occurs by any household with regard to the plumbing. As a good plumber, you have to understand the problem. The first problem is the leakage. Leakage can be from the pipe, leakage from the faucet. Again, if the leakage is from the faucet, it can be from the base, it can be from the spout, it can be from the stem. And the most common problem or the cause is the wear out of the washer. So, as a plumber, you have to replace, but remember to turn off the water supply whenever you are making any repair action. Another point which we have discussed is the different location of the leakage point. Most common leak point is the joint of the pipe. Another important point is that all the pipes are inside the valve, so it is very difficult to identify or locate the leakage point. So, what are the different techniques, and as you get the experience, you will be more acquainted with finding the solution of the leakage problem. The corroded pipe is another problem which is due to the accumulation of different salts just like calcium and magnesium, or due to the acidic reaction of water sometimes. So, and how you will rectify it, that is the problem. In today's session, we have not taken a specific troubleshooting. We have given you a general idea that what are the problems, how you will rectify it. But in coming session, what we are going to do, we will take a independent fixture. Just like if we take a compression faucet, we will try to remove it and we will try to assemble it. I trust that my session must be very useful to all of you. Thank you.